everyone, I hope you all are doing fine. I welcome you all to the second video on trading secrets to sustain peak performance. We have already done a video on the first 5 secrets to sustain peak performance, and in this video we are going to learn the next 5 tips. So let us begin with the sixth secret. It says to have an off season. So have an off season and use it wisely. Let us again talk about athletes. We know that athletes have an off season. The reality is, when you watch different sports, you don't need to have an off season from watching sports. But the people playing it all have an off season. So every night you could sit on the sofa and have popcorn and watch some or the other sport. But it doesn't change the fact that athletes need rest. They need time off. The markets are open 220 days a year and you don't get an off season. This is how people look at it every single day. I have to perform. Do you think you can perform at 100% every day? No, you cannot. And here is another thing about markets. You might not be at 100%, but every single day you are trading against people who are at 100%. Many times there is a slow day in the market. So instead of saying, oh no, another slow day, or how am I going to make money in this market now? I shouldn't have left my job. Instead, go for let's try this attitude. Instead of trying to force out profit on that day, how about you recognize this as an off season day? And what do athletes do on an off season day? Even in the off season, the ones that are serious about their craft, the ones that are top performers, will utilize this time. And just because you play sport professionally doesn't mean you are good at it in comparison to the top performers. There is a peak performance and there is average performance. So, those days that are slow, you know that you are not going to trade, but this is like a light workout. Take it as a light workout, getting some practice. You could still trade, but trade smaller. Trade with less size, trade with less expectation, trade with less stress if the day in the market isn't as opportunistic and you recognize it early. So, if it is one of those days and you recognize it, what do? Trade smaller, trade with less stress, allow yourself to have an off season day. Trading isn't about I want to take 4 months leave or I want to take 4 months off and then come back and perform at high performance. You get one day, maybe there's an opportunity to have an off season. And best part about this is if you are having a really bad day and you don't feel well and if you don't think the market is doing good, then it is good to not show up. So just imagine an athlete saying, I don't feel good, I don't want to play the game today. They have it particularly hard because they have got to overcome that mental fatigue of playing on the days that they just don't want to or they don't think they are up for it. They could get injured and even they could ruin their whole earning potential as well. You don't have to do that. Use this as your advantage. Have an off season day if the markets are slow. Try smaller trades with focus of learning. You might want to experiment with new bracket, stop loss, and take profit. So have an off season, work on yourself, and have less stress on that day. That's it. Now, the seventh secret to sustain peak performance in trading is you should look back and see how far you have come, and you have to celebrate it. Some cold hearted competitors don't allow themselves to do this because I think when they look back to celebrate, they lose that connection with the raw passion, that raw desire to hunt, to get out there and to just make things yours. Let us look back and see how far you have come. When you are competing at 100%, it is mentally exhausting, right? Especially if you are a person who doesn't like competition, if you are somebody who doesn't like to compete and would rather blend in, you are going to have an extremely hard time trading. Trading is a business of competition, so you decide to be a competitor and build that mindset, or you just decide that this isn't for you and that is okay. But if you are a competitor and you look back, you have to celebrate how far you have come. If you are a competitor and you are giving it 100% and you are growing your mind, your body, and you know that you are out there fighting, you are doing all these positive habits of investments of energy, it is going to be nothing if you cannot celebrate it. Take a moment, look back and see how far you have come. And if you think that you are a sim trader and you might feel like, I have been doing this for 3 months and I haven't been profitable yet, so what am I going to celebrate? That is all right. And it is confusing for some of us to understand that people actually think that way, because think of it like this: 3 months ago, you were almost nothing. 3 months ago, on day one, just before you even started trading, you didn't knew trading even existed. And this is for some of us. So just 3 months ago, you didn't knew that there was a way for you to earn money. 3 months later, you're working towards making that reality and you have nothing to celebrate. Just think about it, okay? And no matter where you are, how far you have come, and how recently you started, you have reasons to celebrate. So learn to look back and celebrate those moments, because one thing that drives human more than anything is not money, it is not cars, it is not alcohol, it is progress. Eighth secret to sustain peak performance in trading. This one is simple. The past will never be the future. That is, the future may never come as you expected. You always have the present. And what I mean by that is, all you have is right now. If you focus too much on your past, you are not going to be able to create. All you have is right now. All you have is the current moment. So learn to live in the moment. This is also fascinating. What makes you a great trader? What does it mean to trade in the moment? You start the day thinking that the market is bullish, and if you continue to think that way and not look at the charts, you keep believing it. And when it is down 100 points, how do you think it will end up in your account? Not well, right? And when there is a big seller, and when such a news comes out, if you are present in the moment, you will pick that information up, you will change your strategy. Even though you started bullish, the market dumped 100 points, and you will still have the best day of your career. And that is not possible unless you are living and trading in the moment. We are in the moment many times, but a lot of times our distraction is technology. So that is something you should try and take care of. Now, ninth secret to sustain peak performance in trading. It says know when it is game time and go hard. It means to work hard or to do something with high intensity and at the right time. You can have an off season day if you think the market is bad, or you can take it easy, go more with the attitude of learning. You can test things out. If you have had a challenge and if you woke up late because of any reason, and all of a sudden this morning you find out that there is big news of markets moving and it is volatile, so you should go hard. It is game time. Let go of any anxiety, fear, or and just absolutely hit the pavement running. So no excuses here. It is like if you have ever played sports and you have been coached before, it is one of those games where the coach doesn't have to say anything. Anything he says will be held against him. That won't help him. You look at the players, they are in the zone. They know that this is an important game. They have all showed up to go hard. You all got to say nothing. So when markets are opportunistic and when they are moving, you have to perform. You have to give it your all. You can't afford to be tired, lazy, or distracted. And if you cannot perform when it is game time, you'll never get a chance to practice. So that's about it. Now, the last secret to sustain peak performance in trading. Number 10, that is learn to receive. Peak performers receive. If you are competing at a high level and you are doing it fantastic, and you are going to make a lot of money, you are going to have a lot of influence, you are going to earn a lot of friends you never thought you had. But you also have to learn how to receive, and a lot of people have a hard time accepting gifts. And maybe if you work hard, it is not a gift. Somebody's coming up to say, "Here, I want you to have this." You might want to say, "Oh no, I cannot accept this." So, this is the kind of receiving I'm talking about. You might wonder about the meaning behind this gift. Why would somebody do this? You would think, why do I get it? And what do I got to give him in return? I don't think I deserve this. Why would I take it from him? And how am I going to pay it back? And what is the real motive? Or are they going to ask me for something tomorrow? So, this is what people generally think. When they have presented you a gift, just take the gift. It is really that simple. This is big in life, and if you are hesitant about it, then you are not going to get it. So that's about it. Now let us finally quickly recap the important secrets or tips to sustain peak performance. Your body is your vehicle, you have to treat it well. Your mind is a miracle, use it, train it, build it up. Have an off season in trading. That could be a day, sometimes you could even take a week off and use it wisely. Learn and know when it is time to go hard and it is game time. Remember to celebrate by looking back and seeing how far you have come. And the past will never be, and the future may never come as you expected. So live in the moment. Last but not the least, learn to receive. Because if you are going to be a peak performer, and you are already receiving and you will be receiving. So thanks for watching this video. I hope you liked it. These are the 10 tips to build and sustain peak performance in your trading. Take care, goodbye, and happy trading.